What's up, guys? Welcome to the Merrick Remtema BMX podcast. I'm joined here today by Blake. How you doing, Blake?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good, good. We had to change the name, but we're still chilling with some ice drinks, like always. I got some coffee here, pretty good. Um, so how you been dealing with quarantine and stuff?
Honestly, the only way I could deal with it is by riding my bike. I mean, it's the only thing that'll keep me sane because there's nothing else to do right now.
Yeah. Well, I just built like some ramps in the backyard. And I know that you're like going to skate parks and stuff. Are skate parks still open?
All they are, there is a rule about staying 6 feet away from others at the park, but I feel like now more than ever is a good time to get out and ride the grass. So,
Yeah, because I was saying like I follow somebody from Illinois and like all their skate parks are closed, so like they can't ride. But yeah, but like he's in Chicago and like that's a lot more crowded there. So I understand because they like closed the boardwalk too. So nobody's on the beach and now nobody's at the skate park. So like yeah.
your cities are definitely hit hard by this.
Yeah, Michigan is doing pretty good, I guess. It's been it's been kind of crazy. Like we don't have school for the rest of the year, so we're kind of stuck doing like Zoom calls and like backyard and stuff. So has your like progression in BMX been changed at all by this or affected?
Um, I would say I'm going out and learning more tricks than I was before because I was stuck in school and whatnot. But now that I don't have to go to school, I can use all the time I'd be there to get out and go ride. So I'm just
Yeah.
progressing daily at this point.
Yeah, cause I know I like try to ride for a few hours, or a couple hours a day, cause like now that I have ramps in my backyard, it's been hard to build, cause like stores are closing. Like I know Lowe's and Home Depot, they're not really like supposed to be open. I don't even know if they are. So, like we're running like our skate boxes run off of like some like really thin like coping that we found somewhere in the shed, cause like we can't really go anywhere. But I haven't been to a skate park yet this year. Mostly because it was cold and now we're kind of stuck at home. I've been trying to get out, trying to ride with you and stuff, but it's just been kind of tough. So, what are you just going to like Lowell skate park, or are you going anywhere else?
I've gone to Saranac a few times. I'm trying to abide by all these social distancing rules, so I'm not going very far to ride. Not much more than 20 minutes for the most part, but I feel like in your case, it's good that you have something to ride at home.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like the reason stores like Lowe's and the Home Depot are still open is because that's essential because people need some things found there to build their houses. So
Yeah. So like, are you like riding with anybody, or are you just chilling on your own right now?
usually by myself. There's a few people who skate that I've been with recently, but if I am with anybody, it's definitely not crowds like over 3 people, and we keep our distance. It's been weird having a lot of solo sessions this whole time.
Yeah, it's definitely hard, like, trying to film. Like, I don't have a small tripod. Like, I've got this massive thing that I'm filming on right now. But for the most part, like, I've had to just, like, come up with all these weird ideas of, like, holding my camera up. Um, how are you dealing with, like, filming for Instagram and stuff?
So I have a small edit in the works right now that's primarily self filming, which is really hard, but I've just been using tripods and whatnot because I don't have anybody to film me. So yeah, self filming is really hard. So I definitely won't have as high quality of edits out right now as I usually do. But I'm still trying to get some clips.
Yeah, same. But, like, self-filming is, it's not only hard, but, like, the filming itself isn't always, like, great. Because, like, you watch, like, really like you watch like videos out there of like riders and they've got like pro filmers and they've got all the angles and stuff, but then like on a tripod it's just sitting still and you can't really get like what you want out of it. And I've been working on a couple of videos, but like now that I can't travel to film that much, it's been kind of hard just doing backyard stuff. So are you getting anything from companies right now, or are you just riding on your own?
I've been riding on my own, honestly. And by that, do you mean like endorsement wise or?
It's now easier than ever to like pick up like to get picked up by companies, but the thing is everybody else is so much better. It's hard to break through the point of like trying to get somewhere in BMX. And it's not always about that. It's about having fun, but like if you really do want to get serious, it's easier but also harder than ever.
Yeah, no, today more than ever, it's easier to get picked up by a company because I was with a little BMX media team a while ago from all over the place. We had some riders in Indiana, Florida, all over the place. It was called Shadow Channel Crew. And I wouldn't necessarily consider it a bike company, but they made apparel, stickers, and content for Instagram and sometimes YouTube. So that was, I guess, what I would consider my first sponsor. But as far as getting picked up by a bike company, not only do you need skill, but you need to be somebody who can represent BMX well and market your company really well. Because if you have a big fan base, then lots of people are going to see what you're representing, and then that company will get more buyers. So
Yeah, and that's why I see like people who are like a lot nicer and easier to like talk to, picking up sponsors like on the Scotty Kramer channel, Big Boy and whatnot. He's not amazing, but he's got the personality there. So are you mainly just on Instagram, or are you doing YouTube stuff or any other platforms?
I've just been using Instagram because I feel like that's one of the best platforms for action sports. So I don't know. I've just been doing it there. A majority of my followers are part of the action sports community.
Yeah, I do agree. Instagram is a great place to like grow a viewership, and I'm on YouTube now with this podcast and with my main channel too. Um, it's a bit much, but yeah, it's definitely cool that like now we have places to like get out there where we want and just have fun riding bikes with this extra stuff.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's so much easier to market yourself now than it was before. Whether you start a BMX related company or you make BMX related content, because there's so many people on the internet who could see it. So it's easier now more than ever to broadcast yourself.
Yeah, cause like you see a lot of the older riders, they'd have to make it like all the way out to like the like events to get somewhere, and now you can just straight up like tag a company and like maybe they'll like what you do, maybe hit you up with some stuff, but like back in the day you had to go to like all of these events just to get like that first initial like noticing um on yeah in BMX.
Even then, it was all that just for some VHS edits.
Yeah, that too. Like props and stuff, and like all the
Props, road fools, all that.
yeah. I watch Road Fools. It's nice. Like Road Fools, like a lot of their videos are on YouTube now, so I'll just watch Road Fools a lot. But yeah, it's really cool now how like stuff has progressed, and I wasn't around to see like what it was like back then, like before social media, but now that it's out, and I'm sure like when I'm older there's probably going to be something out there that's going to make it even easier, but yet again riders are going to be so much better. There's like that balance there.
Oh yeah. How long have you been riding?
I've been riding for like a year now. uh Yeah, I'm still kind of a bit of a beginner, but I just kind of got hooked into BMX like really easily because I had been skateboarding, like this up here. That's my dad. I was kind of like born into like the action sports, like skateboarding and snowboarding. I would
Yeah.
just had that mindset, and so BMX came up to me. Like Scotty Kramer video just showed up in my homepage on YouTube one time, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. So
I remember you talked about that in the first podcast video.
yeah, yeah. YouTube, YouTube really changed me, and like the Scotty Kramer channel and like all the other channels that I like to watch. Like I watch Panza, Billy Perry, Grayson Roberts. Like I like watching YouTube stuff like a lot, and it's really like it's really been easy to connect to other people who enjoy BMX and like even to discover BMX. It's just really cool. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, that's what gives me motivation to go ride. Like watching a nice edit on YouTube, it just inspires me to go out there and try some new tricks.
Yeah, like we have, well, yeah, like I bought the Vans Illustrated video, like their whole like movie, and I'll watch that like every once in a while, and I'll just get super motivated because they like, especially that movie, they just put you into that mood, and it like really wants to get you out and riding, and so like, and there's people like Red Bull out here like making videos, and it's just like super cool to like see that it's so easily accessible. Like you can just type in like whatever you want on YouTube and just find it. It's great.
Red Bull definitely makes my favorite media parts. Like they have the best, like highest quality videos for mountain biking, BMX, skating, motocross, snowboarding, like anything,
Yeah.
surfing.
Well, like the Garrett Reynolds video that I watched on my main channel, that was awesome. And then there was like the one guy that jumped out of the helicopter into the ramp.
Oh yeah, Chris Kyle.
Yeah, that was sick. And then didn't they made that like 1 16-minute like skate video, and it was like the top of the line movie stuff. That video was awesome. What else do you like to watch on YouTube?
Honestly, anything action sports related. I love a nice skate edit, BMX edit. Um, yeah, no, honestly, I'm a pretty big fan of skateboarding as well as BMX. Like in middle school, I remember finding out about Supreme New York Skate Team because of Knockout Smith, who's like one of my favorite skaters ever. He's like one of my idol skateboarders. So that's I look up to a lot of people in skateboarding and BMX. So it's pretty much what I'm interested in viewing.
Yeah, same. Like I can get hooked on basically any action sport. Like like skimboarding. I got into skimboarding. I still do it every once in a while. I mean, of course, I have to like I live in Michigan, so there's not really much to actually skimboard. Like, but it's still cool to like do like water sports, snow sports. I like doing. And like yeah, anything action sports related. Basically anything you're flying through the air in is basically what I like doing, watching, listening to. Like I listen to some BMX podcasts. They've got like Space Brothers and the BMX in Our Blood and the Come Up with Adam 22 and stuff like that. Like I watch that a lot.
Have you ever heard of Rich Hirsch?
No. Who is he?
So he's the owner of Stranger and Primo. And I don't know if he still does it, but he used to have a podcast I would listen to quite often about BMX. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, I like hearing like stuff from like any podcast, any BMX podcast. I like listening to. Like I discovered Daniel Durs, like the park rider for Red Bull. I discovered him just scrolling through podcasts and Van Holman and Matt Hoffman. I have his book on Amazon Kindle or whatever, and like I read his book. It's awesome.
So why don't we talk about the BMX scene in Grand Rapids right now?
Oh yeah, have you heard about the skate park being built?
I have.
Yeah, it's like a few minutes from my house and I can like bike there. So I
Oh,
will
really?
I will definitely be down there. Like depending on what happens to it, like hopefully we can still build it and stay safe and stuff, but like I'll be able to bike like for just like a 10-minute bike ride down there.
Yeah, I heard that after it's built, it's going to be a temporary park lasting 2 to 3 years, and then there's a we could potentially get one built like Grand Haven. And I don't know if you've ever been there, but that park's insane. And so in June, I think I have the date saved. They're holding a all sports contest, BMX contest, skate contest. So I mean, you'll
Yeah.
definitely catch me there.
Yeah, I definitely like if that's still gonna be able to go on. It's like June 20 or something. They've got that event. I'm definitely gonna do my best to try and enter. Yeah, I did hear that they were like it's temporary and like after like 2 or 3 years they might replace it with concrete. Like Grand Haven is awesome. I learned 180s there like last year because their fly out banks are like really nice.
Oh yeah. No, I think after they're going to use that space to sell to a buyer to put a building there, which is like a pretty good use of the space. But I don't know. It'll be nice to have a park in the Grand Rapids area better to ride than Clemente. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that park a lot, but you know, it is it's just kind of slapped together. DIY parks are fun, but they're not always in the best condition.
It's the best place to get a flat tire for sure. Like I've been there, like I used to skate there sometimes and like, it was kind of nice. The transitions are all like really steep like most DIY parks, but like it's definitely a great place to get a flat tire. And like it's pretty good there. I mean, you could learn some stuff like uh I'd say like they have that one like manual pad like ledge thing. You could learn some stuff there and I just recently downloaded the Skate Spots app on my phone. Yeah, it there's not that much in Grand Rapids.
There is a ramps app or something like that. I'll send it to you later so you can put it in the description. But it shows like every single park in the world.
Really?
There's like nice indoor and outdoor parks all over Michigan that I'm sure you've never heard of, and some that I had never heard of.
Yeah, I'll have to download that because like there's like not really anything on like the Spot Sesh app. So I'm planning on like because if people need stuff to do, like I'll blow up that thing with everything I can find in like my area. So, yeah. Are you like? Do you know any good street spots? Like where you live, is there any good like street spots that you like to ride?
No, not at all. Maybe there's like three at best, but they aren't much, and it's nothing you can't find anywhere else.
There's no like good like go to spot. Like if you're just chilling at home and you need somewhere to go real quick, there isn't like a good like we're gonna go there.
I mean, not really. There's two ledges at best and a few stair sets I can find around town, like around the Forest Hills area and the Lowell area. It's not much for street spots at all.
Mhm. Yeah, and like some whenever I'm in like the Ada Lowell area, there I see some stuff. Have you been to that like there's like that new like mall thing in Ada cuz they have Jersey barriers there.
Yeah, I've seen those. And then at
Yeah.
that one sidewalk down by the river, they have a curved ledge thing.
Yeah, I've been looking at that ledge and if they got Jersey barriers and there aren't Jersey barriers in my area. And then they also have that like they have that huge stair set that you could like fly down, but it's pretty big and I would do it, but I don't want to run right into the river after.
Yeah, no. Me and my friend were actually looking at that right after it was built, like a year ago, contemplating it. But it's pretty big. For me, it would be like El Toro. So
I know you follow Brandon Began. You see his half cab crash down El Toro. Yeah, that was nasty. I was just watching the come up interview in that with Adam 22 and like um yeah, and it's I found the video on Instagram too. Like that was a nasty crash and did not make me want it. It didn't want to make me go to El Toro anymore.
No, I don't even think it's there anymore.
No, they took it. They put like stuff in front of it so that you like can't go down it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Although when they were taking it down, there was a video of a mountain biker who went up onto the roof
Yeah.
next to it and then yeah, jumped down it. That was a sick video.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, why don't we touch on the line 25 stair
Oh,
that Aaron Hamoki jumped down that, and then I think it was Wimmer Fabio on a mountain bike
yeah.
that also jumped down that. But we have yet to see a BMX rider attempt the line 25.
Yeah. Well, Whitmer, he almost sat on his seat. Like he felt, yeah, like he was down there, and then Aaron Jaws, of course, and then like there was that one dude that like front flipped over it, just no nothing.
But we have yet to see a BMX rider go down it. And in your opinion, who do you think you could see trying that?
I could see. Well, I know there's some guys that could send it. Like I know Gary Young likes to send big stuff. Like Garrett Reynolds. Who's that one guy? Like Tyler.
Tyler Fernangle?
Yeah, I could see him doing that.
You know, he's from Michigan, actually.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
definitely see him trying that, though. I mean, for me, I feel like seeing how effortlessly Stevie Churchill did a truck driver down El Toro, I can definitely see him trying the line 25. It would be between that, maybe Dennis Henderson. You know, he said some pretty big things. I haven't seen much of his work on stair sets, but I'm sure he can make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I could see I could see a whip down it, like if you're flying, because they have that really big bank up there. And like in like Aaron Jaws videos, he's like dropping off of that, and like Whitmer, they fly down that bank, and like you could totally get speed for like a really quick tail whip down that.
We've seen people just send it by just jumping it, but we have yet to see any tricks down it.
Yeah. Well, what did Aaron Jaws did like some tech trick or something down it? Cause I know he straight ollied it, and then he like tore his ACL. Then he went back and like did it again and like doubled up with like some crazy flip trick.
I don't know, man. Aaron Moki's crazy though. I'm a big fan of his work.
Do you ever follow like the Braille skateboarding channel or whatever?
Yeah.
Cause he just did the Braille drop.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's doing like he could just calling the shots off the Braille drop and taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah. I think something we can all relate to is like being in our garage in 5th grade, watching Aaron Cairo teach us how to ollie.
I totally can relate. I just remember like trying to learn kick flips. I just remember sitting in my bedroom, just like sliding my foot up and down the skateboard, trying to get the motion of a kickflip, and like I can sort of do them now, but I do remember like watching like Skate Everything and like all the stuff like way back when.
There was a board shaped as Aaron Cairo.
Yeah, that was funny.
That and I don't know if you've been riding long enough to remember this, but Adam LZ how-tos that were recorded in like 2009.
The ramp in the backyard. We built that ramp based off of an Adam LZ ramp tutorial.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I remember the really early videos where he broke his Aaron Ross space bars and got really mad.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you know who Ryan Needle is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guy who like filled his tires with helium and it made his bike heavier.
Yeah.
I was really surprised by that video, but like apparently like the more like I guess there's like more air in there, I guess, because you can fit more. I don't know.
There's Ola BMX, Oriole and Glada, Ryan Needle. All these guys are like putting spikes in their tires and filling their tires with different things.
Do you ever watch Mike Feedy? Because he flex sealed his tires.
Yeah, he also put a steering wheel in place of his handlebars one time.
Yeah, and then I'll watch because he premieres all of his videos. So I'll watch his videos. He also like filled his handlebars with like BBs, and then like flex sealed his brake pads,
Which
which
like
like
Yeah, no, lots of people have done some crazy things with bikes, which makes me think. Have you seen how Daniel Dares rides a titanium frame now?
no. But I do know that people are like trying to get really light bikes. Like a lot of like a couple people from the Scotty Kramer crew and like guys who are just like that new stem or whatever. That's like basically air. Like it's crazy.
I've always been into street stuff, big, heavy Sunday frames. That's just my thing.
Yeah, same. I've been into Sunday.
About every winter, I build up a new bike. So I'm thinking February of 2021 is bike build season.
Yeah, well, like it's a new year, so like probably some new parts are gonna be out. I've been needing to upgrade my cassette hub because like it sounds like garbage, the and my forks are falling apart too. So like I don't know. I did. I have been getting like some mixed brand parts. I used to be like, I ride this and I ride this brand only, like full factory. I would only ride full factory, but I'm getting a bit like loose. Like what works for me, what works for me. Like
Right. No, my bike is all over the place. I got like Verde rims, Merit tires, demolition cranks, Odyssey pedals, cult bars, S&M grips, just like whatever I see that I like, because for me, truthfully, I haven't found a company that has like the part that meets the specs that I specifically want all across the board. Like every part fits what I like. So I've had to mix it up a little.
yeah, that's like the same with me. Um, like I'm running cult grips and then like some random pedals that I picked up at like a bike shop when I had to get tubes on the run. So like yeah, I'm running like 3 or 4 brands on my bike right now. Are you riding a free coaster or cassette?
Cassette. I've been thinking about switching to coaster. It's really weird though. I've tried coasters before. The one thing I hate is how much slack there is when you go to pedal. I would just smack my knee on the stem. So I like cassettes. I can fakie better with the cassette. Like for some reason, backpedaling gives me better balance. But
Yeah.
I really like coasters. So you can fakie faster with the coaster.
Yeah, I can't have like half cabs I can imagine will probably be easier with a coaster, but like with a cassette you have that pedal pressure, uh like tire taps become easier, like maybe even like manuals if you need to do like small crank or something to like pull out your manual 180s.
It's definitely easier to learn things like full cabs and like any kind of pedal pressure trick with a cassette. Once you really dial them in, you can probably convert it to coaster pretty quick.
Well, like yeah, when you learn 360s like with the pivot for the first time, like cassette can really help because then you don't have to like be balancing as much. You can just pedal pressure your last 180.
I could not do a 3 tap with the coaster. I doubt that'd be doable.
Yeah, I unless like because I know people can like tire tap on free coasters.
Yeah, without brakes too.
Yeah, without brakes. And I haven't been riding brakes lately. I took my brakes off like a few months ago.
I've never been a brakes guy.
Yeah, like first of all, like you can't send anything because like as soon as you get right up to that line, you pull the brakes and think about how everything else can go so much wrong. Like
Right.
so like I am like forced to like white knuckle through everything and that just helps me send stuff. And like also like if you have to take your hands off and you try and put your hand back on the bars, like the brake arms will get in the way a lot of times, and like I get my fingers all twisted up in there, so I just took them off. But I did leave my brake like arms on, like the actual brakes, so that if I want to, like if I'm like somewhere that's like busy, I can just toss them on like with just an Allen wrench.
I've always just put my foot on the ground, but the thing with brake levers is I Riding dirt jumps, I've noticed you have to like whip your bike a lot and angle it, and moving your hands around, you can get your fingers caught in the brake lever, and that's just not fun.
Yeah, I do get that. Dirt jumps, I'm I'm pretty good with. Homemade dirt jumps are not always on par. Like I can ride homemade dirt jumps, but they can they're just like hard to get the kind of air you really need. So like the Grand Rapids
Yeah.
Bike Park, they just renewed all of that. They've got like the new pump track and they've got their dirt jumps too.
How long ago was that they redid everything?
Like they finished it like last spring. So like all most of
I probably rode their new setup.
yeah. So like last summer, like they have the I beams now in the like the big beams in the woods, and like I have a couple of friends on Instagram who like I've seen a bar spin and a tail whip off of the big one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've wanted to do it, but it's just like scary because like I feel like there's too far of a gap for me to actually make it over into the
You
landing.
just gotta hop high. I've hit those beam drops before at the Grand Rapids Bike Park. They seem pretty scary, but they're built perfectly so that 9 times out of 10 you'd clear it.
Yeah, like I can do all of the gaps. Just the first I beam is like the scariest thing in the world for me. I just always feel like I am not gonna make it, and it just like scares the crap out of me every time, and I just can't man up and do it.
So, what do you think is gonna happen to facilities like Ray's Bike Park, Daniel Dare's Action Sports Complex, Woodward, all these? How do you think this pandemic's going to affect them?
Well, like, did you see that video that our BMX posted and like a couple of other companies of that skate park in the UK, tearing it down, putting hospital beds in there, and yeah, I think Woodward, I'm kind of scared about. I plan on going this year for like on the first week. I like we signed up, so I don't know how that's gonna go. I hope that we can just like if we can't make it that we just get like refunded and put into next year, which would be a bummer cuz they started like telling who's coming, and like Jamie Foy's going to be week 1, and that would kind of suck if I wouldn't be able to meet him.
Right. I was planning on going to Woodward East as well, and I was hoping that they didn't close.
Yeah, Woodward East week 1 is when we're like signed up, but I think they have like 1,000 kids a week there. So
Yeah.
that probably might get canceled this year. And like Rays, we were planning on taking a Rays trip like this winter, but they recently had to close down. Like I know I follow like some indoor skate parks on Instagram, like Asylum Skate Park in Chicago or Illinois. They had to close down, but they're just taking that time to build up ramps.
Landslide in Detroit is closed for good now because of this, and that made me really upset because I don't know. I really liked Landslide Skate Park, and that's closed for good now.
Yeah, it really does like suck to see stuff going, but like I think we should be able to like bounce back from this like later on, like after a year or so. We should have like settled in, like businesses will hopefully be able to start opening again, and we can like try and get stuff sped up again to where it was.
For sure. Yeah, Raise is you can shop Raise online right now, but from what I remember going to Raise, that was such a big place, and there so many people go there that I'm sure they closed down almost instantly.
Yeah, I was sad to see because I like follow them. I was sad to see when they posted that they had to be closed, because um, I was planning like if because we were gonna go to Mexico for spring break, like that was our vacation, and I was like, if that gets canceled because of the virus, like maybe we can make it down to Rays, and when they closed, like that kind of sucked, but like
Yeah, everyone's plans are foiled.
Yeah, like, but now that we have ramps in the backyard, and like you can, there's still ways that we can. I feel like there's still ways that we can keep riding and like
Oh
keep
yeah.
keep the industry going and like this podcast. Like I don't even have to go out and do anything. Like I'm literally sitting on my bed and talking into a camera in my phone and stuff, and I don't need to go out and do anything. But I'm still able to like do stuff, and so are other people. Like Logan Martin has that massive backyard ramp, and I don't think he really minds to be quarantined because he's got like resi mats and foam pits and a massive ramp. And same with like the Scotty Kramer crew in Florida right now.
Yeah, Big Boy and Trey Jones have their own backyard setups now, so they're set.
Yeah, Big Boy's ramp is like awesome. I tried mapping out some of the dimensions because like it would be cool someday to build something like that. But yeah, now that he's got that ramp, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't mind being stuck in that house for a few months.
Not at all. No, one thing I've learned throughout this whole pandemic is that like BMX is not canceled. Like that's one thing that you can keep on going throughout like anything.
Mhm. Yeah, like some riders will be affected and some won't. We just gotta like stay safe. Like big groups are not really a good idea right now. And like I've been seeing like on Trey's story, they've been they're hanging out, but they're all kind of keeping their distance, and like they're still able to like film videos and do backyard stuff. And yeah, it's really cool to see that like we can't really be stopped.
Right. Hey, one of the best things about this is when you do go out and ride street, there's not many spots where I live, but the few are in industry areas. And being that work is out right now, nobody can kick you out of your favorite spots. So, I mean, that's the benefit for street riding right now.
Mhm. Yeah. There are some good like ways of, you know, keeping it going. And yeah, the important thing is that we're still like we can still ride, we can still have fun, we can still like film videos, and this is history right now, and like as long as we keep on filming, like it might someday be put to like greater use or something.
For sure.
So, how long have you been riding for?
I would say I've been doing it seriously for about 2 years. I mean, I was dinking around on a bike a little bit before that, but I didn't start doing actual tricks, trying to learn bunny hops and all that until about a year and a half, 2 years ago. So, yeah, 2-ish years. And then I would say, my friend, I guess my friend Reed and me kind of got into that at the same time, and he was actually we were in his house and we were watching trials bike videos like Danny McCaskill and stuff, and we thought that
I watched
doing
Danny.
tricks. We thought doing tricks on a bike was really cool, so we tried to do it for ourselves. That and for me, my cousin was into it and he was really good at it. And going to a skate park on a skateboard and then seeing guys on bikes doing tricks there also opened up my eyes to what other action sports were possible. So
Yeah.
that's kind of all what got me into BMX. And at first I was just like coasting on my bike. I didn't really do any tricks until about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, same. Like I was just for a really long time I was running like some Walmart bike with coaster brakes, like 40 pounds, and like
Oh yeah.
that's what I lived with for a really long time. And now that I've got like a Sunday and like I discovered like what BMX is, it's been really cool to like get out and ride. And I follow Reed, and we should really ride whenever we can, like as long as we stay safe, of course. But yeah, I think we've touched up pretty good on for this episode. Got like 50 minutes of footage. So If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe to the podcast. You can follow us on Spotify and soon to be Apple Podcasts and like 10 other platforms. I don't even know. But follow us there. You can also follow us on Anchor, where you can get the links to all of the platforms that we stream that you can be streaming this on. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, follow Blake on Instagram, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.